It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John. Where am I? Boy, I screwed up that, didn't I? All right, I guess we'll go with this background. Um, Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Usually, I have this all done ahead of time. All right. For some reason, Siri popped on, and I did not ask for that. Here's what's going on. Let's see. Got a little sunlight coming through the window. Oh man, this is not working good today. All right. Okay, let's change backgrounds. Why don't we change backgrounds? This because New Year's is over. It's over. It's over. Where's the one that I had? Whoops. That probably made a loud noise. Here, let's just go with this one. And it'll be like old times. There we go. There, it'll be as though I'm sitting over there. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Let me know. Give me some thumbs ups in the old driver's lounge chat room, if you would be, if you'd be so kind. I know we got a whole different start going on today. Um, it is 11:20 a.m. in the Pacific time zone in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Currently, the temperature looks like it's about 56, 57 degrees. High today of 64. And I got to say, this is probably the warmest winter that I can ever remember, other than maybe Palm Springs or something. But this is ridiculous. Thank you, Donald Trump, for global warming. I'm just going to blame everything on Donald Trump. He deserves it. Because he might not be the blame for it, but he certainly isn't doing anything to help mitigate it. Hi, guys. I came on late today because Hal was on this morning. Hal Sparks, for those of you who don't know who Hal Sparks is. I usually try not to do my show at the same time as his, because my show, the way I scheduled it from the very beginning, was kind of around Hal Sparks, but around his schedule. So today he came on at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and that's usually when I come on Thursdays, because he's usually not on at that time. So anyhow, I came on today, and so I thought, well, I'll just do an after show, kind of an after show today. So here we are. It's 11. I scheduled it for 11:15, and we're starting at 11. Actually, I started it at 11:13. So my little intro, and which I made a new one. It's all about me, folks. It's all about me. 2025 years, the year of being all about me. Apparently, I don't know. But anyhow, so yeah, I started. So we got a different start time, and then also I still plan on doing an afternoon show. So we're gonna take a break. We'll do a couple hours now, then we'll take a little break, and I'll come back on at 3 for the House Sparks pre-show hangout, because he is, as far as I know, still coming on at 4 o'clock Pacific time this afternoon. All right, so we got that out of the way. Now I just see that first in the chat was Paul Burrows, who said "boo." Now "boo" could be interpreted like boo, like you're unhappy with something, you're saying something is not good, you're saying something is awful, or it could be boo like trying to scare you. I'm going to take it that way. I think boo is trying to scare me. Did I say boo was trying to scare me? Hey, boo. Paul Burrows is my new boo. Paul Burrows said boo. Jolie's here. Good to see Jolie. Hopefully she's still here. I know it's been a while since that post. Nick Rich is in the chat room. We got Nick says, "Do we actually have a 45-minute wait until John arrives?" Refill. Yes. Sorry. And also I was like, I'm gonna get to sleep in this morning. I don't have to get up so early, and so I was sleeping in. Actually, I woke up about 9:15. Turned on Hal. Hal was on. I was watching the show. Some of you guys saw me in the chat, I guess maybe. Then I cooked myself a nice little breakfast. Made myself some coffee. You know, it was nice. It was nice starting late. It was nice for me. David Windler's here, says Breaker 19. What's your 10? 100? My 10 is right here in the driver's lounge. That's where it is. Nick Trish got to take a quick scoot to the store. Be right back. We'll see. AM, happy second day of 2025. Thank you, AM. And right back at you. WW, 5 minutes. So I guess that was 5 minutes before scheduled time there. Michael McAndrews, any cars blow up today? No, but I was, well, in fact, I still have there's a press conference going on right now from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Chief. I was watching that before I came on. Let's see.
The question about whether it's being investigated globally, absolutely. Like I said, we're running down investigative leads around the world.
They just put another guy on there. He might be from the FBI. He's talking about, they're checking for any connections, of worldwide connections. So far, what they found, they have the guy's name. He's from Colorado. Stuff we've kind of already known. He's in the military. He was actually on active duty or active reservist, maybe. They said that he was blown. It was kind of gruesome, the way this guy was explaining it. He was blown up beyond all recognition. And so I was in the chat on that as the AP feed, and I wrote, he was FUBAR. Anyhow, they're just talking about that. And so far they're saying they don't know if there's no connections between this and New Orleans. And then they went and listened to a bunch of connections. And I was like, well, this sounds pretty kind of connected. They both served at Fort Bragg. They both served in Iraq. They both at the same year in 2009. There's quite a few connections with these two guys. And they both rented for Turo. There's about 8 or 9 kind of things that kind of connect these guys. But as far as it being specifically a coordinated effort to do a bombing in New Orleans and do one in Vegas, they haven't been able to connect the dots on that. And they're saying there's no connection as far as they know now. But there's a lot that connects these motherfuckers. There's a lot of commonality. There's a lot of places that they've both been, at. So anyhow, we'll see how that all pans out, I guess. WW, just looking at EVs again. I still want one S long range, but not plaid. Looks nice, right around 50K. If you get and I don't have a problem with you getting a used one, Wes. I always wanted a Tesla. You know me. I've talked about Teslas, but right now I hate Elon Musk so much that I can't see myself ever buying a Tesla. Now, I might rent one if I get back into the ride share, but I'm not going to buy one. And if I do buy an EV, it might be it'll be something else. It'll be another brand. I can't see myself buying a Tesla. Not as long as Elon Musk owns that company. If they can deport his ass and make him, divest or something from the company and boot him out of the company, and they get someone in there who's a decent human being, then that would change things. Hey, there's Big Dog NC. Hello to you. Rosanna's here. Says, Jolie, how you? Thank you for trying to help me with my membership. I appreciate you. Jolie's great. She's awesome. So, yeah, thanks, Jolie, for helping Rosanna out there. Chris Doug is here. We got Chris Doug. Michael McAndrews, what year is this? What year is this? We are in 2025, right? Big Dog's there saying hello to everybody. Fancy's here. Hey, Fancy. Look at Trucker John. Wow. Yeah. Went back through a little... Trip through time there to the past. Williams here says, hey, Trucker John and everybody else. I'm just scrolling down. I know these are stuff you guys said about 20 minutes ago, probably. WW Tesla 2023 long range, not plaid, 55K. Yeah, if I buy a Tesla, it'll be used. I'm not buying a brand new Tesla because used is different, right? And I will get some stickers on the back that says like, "I hate Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a dick," or whatever. And that way I can sleep at night. You know. Roxanne likes the song. Thanks, Roxanne Epstein, for being here. By the way, Josh is here. Good to see Josh over here in the driver's lounge. Alvin Stu, good morning to you, Alvin, or afternoon it might be in your case there. We're almost at noon here. We've got 32 minutes till noon over here in Las Vegas. Robert Perez is here. Robert says, good morning to you, Trucker John, and to all the lovely Democratic voters. How the hell are you doing today? I think we're doing okay. I'm doing okay. I slept in a little bit, made myself a nice breakfast, and now I got my nice coffee. So far, so good. And I guess you guys can hear me. I'm not seeing anything on the chat like, no sound, no sound. Everything seems good, so that's good. Deborah Murphy's here. Good to see Deborah. Big Dog NC says, I wish Hal would post his upcoming in advance like Trucker John does, so I can turn on notify me. I know. I'm so far. I am much better at that than Hal. That's one thing I can say. That I'm better at than Hal. Let's see. Rob Perez says, question: if the Illuminati is a secret society, why are they openly trying to recruit me every day on Blue Sky? Because those are your secret DMs, I guess. I don't know. Michael McAndrews, now we will see John eating a donut. I would love to be. I wish I had a donut right now. Doggone it, Michael. Now you want me. Now you got me wanting donuts. Nick Rich, 11:19. So I'm about 11 minutes behind, I think. In the chat, Chris Doug says, in the lounge again, like a band of gypsies, we rolled down that highway. I can see my blue screen is all wrinkled on that side, and so it looks like my door is wrinkled. I gotta fix that, but I'm not gonna do it right now. Blue Dog, there he is. Yes on sound. All right, Michael Andrews, I hear you. And then he says no sound. Now no sound. Fancy says, good morning, Trucker John. Lost audio. Uh-oh. Have I been talking this whole time? And you guys can't hear me? I got a green light. Deborah Murphy likes the background. Julie or Aaron has to do something for a few minutes. Okay, now I got thumbs ups. Okay. I don't know why the sound went out for a bit there, but apparently it did. But apparently it's back up, so that's good. Robert Perez says, put a hell landscape in the background. Seems appropriate to what's coming. Yeah, I'll wait. Let's at least wait till January 20th, at least. Can we at least, it's kind of like being on death row. And what do we got? 18 days until the big day. I don't know. So I'm going to try to just, put it out of my mind till the last minute. I think that's a good analogy. Americans are like it's like we're on death row. And January 20th is the day of our execution. And we're just trying to put it out of our minds until the very last minute. I think that's a pretty apt analogy. It might be a bit gruesome. I'm in a bit of a gruesome mood because the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department put me in that when they were describing the bits and pieces of the bomber. They were able. They said they haven't got a 100% ID yet. They still haven't got DNA or medical records back to give a 100% identification. But they were able to get bits and pieces enough of the tattoos on his arms, and then match those with photos of his tattoos. That that I forget exactly how he worded it, but he said, "I'm not going to say this is a 100% our guy, or but he's highly probable or something like that." But the way he was saying it, he kept calling him out. talking about the guy's bits and pieces, and he was he was he didn't say fucked up beyond all recognition, but he said something like he was something like unrecognizable to all recognition or something like that. It was very FUBAR like, whatever he said. Michael McAndrews, you were a sharp looking kid, John. Thank you, Michael. What happened? This is what happens, though. This is what happens. You know, it happens. What can I tell you? It happens. You know, we get old, we age. I don't know why I became an old Jewish man all of a sudden. You know, there's no rhyme or reason to what I do. Big Dog says it's cold in North Carolina. I guess that's I blew leaves for an hour. Boy, you must be tired. Only about 6 to 8 hours more, and I'll have it done for this year. Big Pin Oaks. You keep at it. Roxanne Abstain Peekaboo. In reference probably to the very first, to my boo up there. Chris Doug says, anyone else find TV coverage of New Year's celebrations boring, redundant, and pedestrian? It's just tradition. It's tradition at this point. Yeah, it's redundant because it's like the same thing every year, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. WW says below freezing in Rockford, Illinois. Big Dog, your crib is haunted. It's haunted. It's a bit haunted. Fancy 68 degrees down there in Hollywood. Yep. There she is bragging up there about how good it is. Nikki Oliver's here. Hello, Nikki. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping on by. You guys make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I know there's a lot more sparklers out there that would love to hang out with you. You know, see a guy blow his nose, you know. If you know any sparklers out there or anybody who would like to come out and hang out with you here in the chat room, hit that share button or, you know, send them a link. And we can hang out and just commiserate and have a guy do funny Jewish jokes that might be unintentionally insensitive. I don't know. You know what I mean. Roxanne Epstein says, I'm expecting a cold front in northern Florida this week to the 30s. Wow, that is cold. That's for Florida. Josh is here. Josh, I need to run a short errand. All right. It's probably better than a tall errand. But Big Dog NC says Cybertruck on fire in front of Trump Tower is the perfect metaphor. But I will tell you, as much as people like to shit talk that Cybertruck, all the explosives were in the bed of the truck. And yeah, it fucked the hell out of the guy who was sitting in the front seat. But you can see in the video all the glass doors and glass windows right there at the lobby entrance. I've been in that same exact spot where that Cybertruck was sitting. I've been in that same exact spot many times where I picked up people and dropped off people doing Uber. I've been in that same exact spot many times. But when you watch the video, the glass doesn't even vibrate. It doesn't, let alone get cracked or shattered or anything. You know, the explosive was pretty much contained into the bed of that truck, and apparently into the cab. So say what you will about the Cybertruck, but I think if that had been an F-150 or a Toyota Tundra, or whatever, Nissan, whatever the Nissans are called, I think you would have seen all that glass get blown out, and the people in the lobby would have got hurt. As far as I know, the only person that got hurt was that driver, was the bomber, who got apparently blown to bits, according to our description by the Metropolitan Police Chief here. But or sheriff. He's the sheriff, I guess. But yeah, so there's that. You know, there's that. And that is kind of spooky in a way. To think that maybe it's a blessing in disguise I'm not doing rideshare right now. But Actually, I don't ride share. That was in the morning, I guess, right? I usually do. I usually do I usually do the ride share in the evenings, but still a little creepy. And then plus, if you guys saw my, if you've been watching my videos, in the past few months here, and even on not urine, my year in review video, there was a segment where me, my ex-wife's friend, we were in front of the Trump International Hotel. This was just in October. It was on my birthday, October 3rd. What the day that we did that might have been the day before or the day after, right around October 3rd. We were right there in front of Trump International, and we were doing videos of us flipping off the Trump name, the Trump sign. We were just there doing that, and now that's the same exact place where this bombing took place. Just want to go on record. I had nothing to do. I'm not connected with it in any way, shape, or form. I do hate Donald Trump, but I will not resort to violence. Okay, guys. Okay, all right, guys. All right, guys. Anyhow, so that's enough of that, I guess. WW says imagination by heritagers. Those who wrote it don't like heritage. Heritage only published it and don't claim it. Trump says that he disclaims it. I have no idea what you're talking about, WW. And from now on, I am going to use that voice when I read your post. It's going to be something like this. I know that you don't. It's going to be shrill, and a bit. I don't know, but this is the new voice for WW for the 2025. Yes, it'll be something along these lines. Chris Doug, was it suicidal bombing or did the explosive detonate prematurely? Well, according to our Metropolitan Police Sheriff Chief guy, he said, I was trying to figure this out. He said that the bomber, he was sitting in his car, died. He said he died of a self. I think he said this. I guess I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. That he shot himself first and then detonated the bomb, which I thought was a pretty good trick. Now I know if there's like a dead man switch, I guess that would work. That means like when you, I guess you guys could probably explain better to me. Like if let's say you kill yourself and then your hand goes off of the switch, and then because you're probably holding it down, right? You have to hold it down, and then when the switch is released, that would be what would detonate it. I guess that's what I'm thinking. I've seen movies. Okay, I'm not an expert. I've only seen movies on this shit. And then he went on to say something like the detonators were found at down at his feet. Like maybe I guess they dropped, or maybe he used his foot to detonate it. I don't know. That was a little unclear on that. But here's what he said. He said the bomber shot himself in the head and then he detonated. So figure that out. Like I said, a dead man switch. Maybe he had very good hand-eye coordination, where like he pulled the trigger and stopped. If the detonator was used was set up with his foot or with his hand, like it was like boom. I don't know. But that's what we're getting. That's what I got out of it. Anyhow, here's Marcia says, "Sorry, I'm late. That's okay. You just have to do. You just have to write on the blackboard 75 times. I will not be late in the future, or something like that. I don't know. Fancy has a delivery, so she'll be right back. WW, don't set him on fire, though. I don't know. Why am I doing this to WW? Why do I do this? Midas Kevin's here. Hey, Midas Kevin, good to see you. Kathleen Matthews, I haven't seen Kathleen in a while. Good to see you. Kathleen says, I saw a couple people from House show that were caught up on his talk of Freemasons. These two people were digging on Hal, and I told them they shouldn't come back anymore anytime soon. Well, when you talk about that kind of stuff, you are kind of inviting, criticisms or other opinions or whatever, so. I don't know. If you're going to talk religion, I mean, it doesn't open you up to everything. no type of hate speech or anything like that. But religion's thorny. That's why the old expression, and my dad used to say this if we were going to a family function, it was like never talk politics or religion, because that just starts. Then I'm adding this part. The saying isn't it? Don't talk politics or religion. And then I think does it say in mixed company, or I don't know. I don't know. You guys can fill me in. But the idea is that because that just it's controversial, and if you don't want to have a big family fight or a big controversy, then don't talk about those things. So if Hal Sparks is going to talk about Freemasonry or he's going to talk about religion, which I think are two different things, but whatever, then you're going to invite some, let's just say, at least opposing viewpoints. And my whole feeling on this whole thing, as I was listening to Hal, my opinion is nobody knows nothing for sure. The Catholics don't know, the Protestants don't know, the Muslims don't know, the Buddhists don't know, the atheists don't know, the Freemasons don't know. No one knows for sure. You can just believe what you want to believe, but don't fucking force me to believe what you believe. Don't force any of your shit onto me. That's how I feel. But I really feel like nobody knows for sure, and I think a lot of it is just wishful thinking. Like, sure, because sometimes Hal will go on tangents about this is just we're in the Matrix or whatever. This is a simulation, or this is just we get to do this and we get to do that. We get to come back and we get to do that. That's all fucking wishful thinking. Yeah, I would love to have a second go at it. I would love to be reincarnated, but I would love to have at least attained some of my knowledge from my previous lives, so that I'm not continuing to be a dumb fuck, forever, or whatever. I mean, there's you can do a lot of things in your mind about thinking about an afterlife. That doesn't mean it's true. That doesn't make it true. That doesn't make it so. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Hal Sparks. I don't care if you're the fucking Pope. I don't care if you're the Grand Poobah of the Lodge 49. I don't give a fuck who you are. You do not know. No one knows. And so you cannot profess to know what's going to happen. And you cannot, put down anyone else if they don't know, or if they have a different belief. We all have our own beliefs, and we're all entitled to it. And like I said, just because you believe it doesn't make it true. Anyhow, Big Dog says BYD electric cars are cute, made in China. I've been looking at a lot of those, and a lot of them, they're very much looking a lot like Tesla Model 3s and Model S's. Some of them, there's a YouTube channel called Out of Spec. They do a lot of EV testing and comparisons of all the models, and they've been doing a lot of BYD. The only thing that bums me out is that I don't really give a fuck about BYD if we in America can't buy them, and right now we can't, apparently. I mean, I guess it's because there's a 100% tariff on them, and I think that's what Biden put on it. And the reason he did that was to bolster American manufacturing, which he did, and which it has helped American manufacturing. Tariffs can be good in certain situations in very specific ways. But I would kind of like to see that tariff on those Chinese cars be lifted, because if those cars are as good as they look on the videos, they're like half the price of a fucking Tesla. Or even more than half off. I mean, who knows what it'd be, but there's a very nice looking. It looked like a Model S BYD, and Kyle, that's the guy on Out of Spec. He road tested it, said, "Hey, this is a very nice car. This is almost. It wasn't quite as good as a Tesla, I think, if I remember right, but it was very, very close. And for the price, he said that this would be about $30,000 or $35,000 in the U.S. for that car. And Model S is now, what, 80, 90 grand? So, but I haven't heard Trump say anything about lifting tariffs. He's just talking about across the board tariffs. So I don't know if we're going to see a BYD anytime soon in America. Josh says, I still think TJ needs an electric rickshaw. I don't even know what that is. No, I know. It's like a little cart you sit in, and then isn't it pulled by a person, by a human being? Midas Kevin says, Roxanne, I saw a podcast that made Elon out to be a friendly guy. Nikki Oliver, 99 cents super sticker. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. That did not activate my ability to go to all messages. I'm still on top messages. I'm stuck on top messages. That's why I did set a goal of the $10 super chat, because that's the one that seems to work. But if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. WW says, I'm not going to do the silly voice. That was just something that popped out, and I'm not going to keep doing the silly voice. Although I might. Who knows? When W says, Elon plays with his... Okay, I'm doing it. I guess I'm doing it. Elon plays with his company so that the stock goes up and down. He buys low and sells high. I believe that's what's known as stock manipulation, and it's illegal. Or it should be. Yeah, we all know the whole thing of buying low and selling high, but when you own the company and you can control what the stock prices would be through your manipulation, I believe that should be illegal. But of course, OPEC has been doing that for decades, so I don't know. Oh, at least that's for the price of oil. That's different than stock, maybe, but Chris Doug says, I would ride a donkey before buying a Tesla. There you go. That's the spirit. Hey, look at there. I think we got it. We got it. Who did it? Who did it? I have to scroll down. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We are on the chat filter. The chat filter has been activated. Chat filter activation. I think that's what I'm going to call it from now on. The $10 super chat will be and that was Michael. I thought it would be. Thank you, Michael. I had to scroll a long way down because I'm a half hour behind in the chat. Thank you so much, Michael. So now we are at, I can go to all messages, and there it is. Ta-da! So Michael McAndrews, you get a yippee! I'm going to work on something better, I guess. But thank you, Michael McAndrews. Always appreciated. And now I am at all messages. So now I don't know if I was able to scroll back up to where I left off. But here's where I'm at. Where WW says, School teaches, not teachers. School teaches that equity can only be reached when we get to know each other. Thank you so much for those words of wisdom from WW. WWWW. But thank you, Michael. There's Michael. And let's see. Yakety Smack is here. Says, how kind of invited a dash of religion in there. Yeah, like I said, if you're going to talk about it, like I'm talking about it now, so now I guess I'm inviting the same thing. As long as we don't get hateful, if we can be respectful of one another's viewpoints and opinions, then I'm fine with it, Chris Duck says, God only knows, right? Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm not flipping you off, guys. I just trying to adjust my glasses. Please, I apologize. I try not to do that because then someone will say, Trucker John just flipped us all off. Mindy Nitrous says it's the Higgs, Boson and Russells. I have no idea what that means. Yakety Smack says exactly agree, Trucker John. To each their own. There you go. To each their own. I agree. Roxanne says, how's the big boy? He can take it. Yeah, he certainly can. Tamara Price says, hello, Tamara. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Like I said, if you guys want some more people to hang out, more sparklers or more people that you know, just send them a share. Hit that share button, and you can send the link right to where they are, and you'll have more folks to hang out with, I guess. Michael McAndrews, Hal is wonderful. I think so too. I love the guy. I don't always agree with him, but I love the guy, and that's okay. We don't have to always agree. The stuff that I say that you guys don't have to agree with everything. I just want you to agree with like 99.9% of it. But other than that, you've got 1/10 of 1% or whatever leeway. I'm giving you that much leeway. What else? What more do you want? But have you noticed, though, since we're talking about Hal, have you noticed? I've noticed, it seems like since yesterday, since he came back from his trip, he seems a little more angry. He seems highly caffeinated and a little angry. Just not at us, just at the world or just in general. But he's coming off. He's been coming off as a bit angry lately. That's just my observation. I still love you, Hal. Sometimes I come off as a prick, so who am I to talk? But anyhow, that's just my observation. I'm just wondering if you guys have picked up on that, where he just seems he's just the last couple shows he's been just seems kind of angry. Fancy gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Fancy. I do appreciate you for doing that. As always, I do. And look at there, Kelly Anderson got that one. So maybe Kelly will get on in here. Big Dog says Trigger John is 100% correct. That's right, Big Dog. WW says, I used to think that Hal was wonderful many long years ago before COVID. I just had to get that out. Marsha says, to each their own, just don't force on others. And here's the funny thing. In Hal's chat, I said to each their own. And then I saw a little bit later, Marsha put the same thing. To each their own, just don't force it. It's a little deja vu going on here between Marsha and I. Yeah, and I agreed with you then, and I agree with you now. Just don't force it on others, right? Yakety Smack says, nobody has died and come back with proof of what the fuck happens, if anything, after we croak. Except for Jesus. He came back. And he said, touch me not, ladies, I'm not yet purified. Something like that. I don't know. Now, I'll probably just offended all of the Christians in the chat. Chris Doug says, baptized Lutheran, devout Buddhist, and practitioner of Santeria. I don't know. Of course, now I'm going to, get that song in my head. Mini Nitrous, I'm a Satanist atheist. Well, I kind of feel like if you believe in Satan, don't you have to believe in God too? Isn't it sort of a package deal? Nick Rich, tariffs are taxes on consumers. It is. It is very. It's inflationary. It's an inflationary deal. So now I'm just now getting to Michael's super chat. Thank you so much. Mike says, "Okay, John. I would just, I'm just leaving it out there. If you guys want to do that to get me to the all messages until YouTube or whatever can fix this problem, that's just where we're going to be." Mini Nitrous says, Alonia can't afford to be rich. He wants us to pay his taxes. Fuck him. I agree. Mini Nitrous. I agree on that, especially on the fuck him part, and not in a good way. Roxanne says, thank you for the reminder, Trucker John. You're welcome. Nick Rich, $10 later, perhaps. And I only need it from one. And Michael was the guy. I'm at all messages. You don't all have to do it. Only one of yes. That seems to be the thing that's working. To get me to all messages. I don't know. It's a weird deal. WW says, I don't think that it's illegal to buy back your own stocks and bonds. I don't believe that's not the illegal part that I was speaking of. I was speaking of the manipulation part, where he manipulates things through his actions of his company that will make the company seem either less profitable or less of a good investment, or a better investment. He intentionally does things to the company to make it look good or bad, and that even might not be illegal. And as I said, if it's not, it probably should be. If you're the head of the company and you're doing things to manipulate the stock prices and manipulate it in a way that you can buy low and sell high, that seems a bit fishy, a bit sketch to me, as the kids would say. A bit sketch. I didn't say you couldn't buy back your own stock. You couldn't do stock buybacks. I know that is legal. I think it's a bit unethical, because that is also a manipulation, artificially inflating your stock prices. Not sure if that's illegal, but it probably should be. Certainly unethical. Elon Musk has proven himself to be quite the unethical person. Wouldn't you agree, Wes? I mean, WW. At least on that part, that last sentence there. Thank you very much. Unseen. I don't know. So here we got Chris Doug, chat filter activation. Yes, we have achieved chat filter activation. Look there, Mindy Nitrous, $20. Happy New Year, TJ. Thank you, Mindy. Mindy, you get a yippee. By the way, I'm wearing my Boston Brian Blunt Politics. I know it's hard to see. There it is. Maybe Boston Brian will invite me to be a guest on his show someday, and I can wear his t-shirt. Just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there, BB. Let's see here now. Let's see here, mites. Where are we? Mindy Nitros. Yippee, that was pretty awesome. Thank you, Mindy. I appreciate you helping out the show, helping to support the show, and helping us also, maintain. Maybe it's helping maintain the chat filter activation. I don't know. Carol Lano, Happy New Year, Trucker John, and everyone here. Well, Happy New Year right back at you, Carol. Did you hear my analogy about the should I repeat the analogy? When someone said that this is looking to be a pretty crappy year, you can rewind. WW says can't keep the boys separate from the girls and do equal justice with a business university on such. Okay, whatever. When I read the funny voice, I lose the meaning. I think. Minnie Nitrous says Higgs boson is the God particle in science. They haven't found it yet. The God particle. I think I saw that in a movie too. Something about the God particle. I get all of my knowledge is based on movies. Sadly. Tawada 106 is in the chat. Yes, sir. The smooth sounds of Tawada 106 coming at you from Tokyo, Japan. Tawada 106, but you're online too. Anyhow, Tawada 106 says, still with religions, I think eating a guy's flesh and drinking his blood is fucking messed up. I would have to agree with you, Tawado. I would have to agree wholeheartedly on that one. Eating a guy's flesh and drinking his blood, yeah. I'm pretty messed up. Now that might fall under the category of you can believe whatever you want to believe as long as you don't hurt anyone else. Right? So whatever religion that is, if it's some sort of cannibalistic religion, I guess unless the person you're eating can give you permission, I don't know. But I do kind of have a thing where, I kind of draw the line at hurting other people. Of things that a religion cannot do, and where I will not say it's okay to be for that religion to exist. If that religion is all about like eating their flesh and drinking their blood. I don't know. Yeah. So anyhow, Pam J says I agree with that, John. I don't agree with Hal all the time either, but I just love him. Yep, absolutely. And it's okay. It's okay to disagree. Not that I was really disagreeing all that much with what he was saying today. By the way, I mean, I'm not sure if I really. I guess the only issue I had is that, or the point that I wanted to make on both on House Chat and in my show today, when we're talking about this, is that nobody knows. You can say all you want, I believe this, I believe this, I believe this, I believe this. But when it comes to the afterlife, when it comes to even, I guess, the pre-life, afterlife, anything that's not in this realm of reality that we live in, this dimension, you don't know. You don't know. It's all speculation. It's all, like I like to say, wishful thinking in some cases. Because sometimes you can just sit there, and I'll do the same thing. I'll just go, man, yeah, that'd be awesome. Like you die, you go to heaven, you hang out for a while. Maybe you find some old friends and you hang out and you kind of reminisce for a while. You take a little breather. You kind of recharge the batteries. And up there, time is weird. So who knows? It could be a few days. It could be centuries fly by on this realm, on this dimension. And then you're like, you know what? I think I'm ready to go back. And then you go back and you get born again, like a reincarnation thing. Sometimes I think that, but that doesn't mean it's true. That doesn't mean that's what happens. It might sound nice. It might sound cool. But that doesn't mean that. But I bet you someone could start a church on that, or maybe they probably already have. I mean, it's not like I'm saying anything different than a lot of reincarnation type of religions or whatever. But I could probably start my own church, the Chucker John Church of Reincarnation Belief. And I'd probably get a little following, and the whole nine works. The whole nine works. The whole 9 yards. As you can see, I would be a great leader because I speak so eloquently. Anyhow, what I'm just saying is nobody knows. Nobody knows. We can talk about. I don't care how much you study the Bible, you study the Quran, you study whatever literature or whatever holy books from the religions. It don't mean nothing as far as it proving anything, and that's why it's faith. A lot of these are faith-based religions because it takes faith to believe in something that you don't know, you don't see, and that can't be proved. So fine, if you want to believe that, fine. I got no problems with it. Just don't make me believe what you want to believe. And don't eat my flesh and drink my blood. That's definitely a no-no. Carol Alana says, Hal was great today. Talked about PW to control stress. Hal looked and admitted he's tired. I couldn't do fraction. Yeah, that little angry thing might be fatigue. Tuano106 says, both Hal and I are Freemasons, and he will take over the world as soon as we can figure out how to manage a monthly lodge dinner. John Dev says, I think we all are a little stressed. Yeah, a little stressed. Nick Rich says, sometimes John gets tough cookie. Uh-oh. I hear your little hint there. I know. Roxanne, I found Hal to be solution-oriented today, but I think he's happy to be home. Yeah, I think so too. Jolie says, Roseanne, did you see my message about how to try getting memberships? And so that was just, I didn't even need to read that one. That was just a personal thing to Roxanne or Rosanna. Oh, Rosanna, yeah. So anyhow, Chris Doug Hal brought me to Blue Sky, his chat, and Boston Brian, Cliff, Tara, Phillip, and the Major, all great people. You left one out. WW says a certain hypocrisy is allowing some religions to be bashed and then defending his own. Anthony Reminiak is here. Hey, Anthony, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Noel Nattinger in Latin. I don't know what. Okay, whatever. 2106 says, yeah, everybody knows that when you die, you go to Bakersfield because hence Bakersfield. I've been to Bakersfield, and I felt like I died. AM is here. AM. And Arizona Sunflowers, by the way, hello. I don't believe in it either. Hello, Arizona Sunflowers. AM says, House Sparks is probably mad at what is about to happen with his new and upcoming circus of an administration. With this new, yeah. As we all are. We all are, I think. Paul Burrows, I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. Yeah. Roxanne Arfield, we can't agree with everyone all the time. That is true. WW, he's just fishing for tips. If you were talking about my chat filter activation, then you could not be any more wrong, WW. I was fishing for Chat filter activation. Chris Doug says, I first saw Trucker John as a guest on Hal's show. Oh, that's right. I was a guest on Hal's show, and that brought me Chris Doug, and I think I will be eternally grateful for that. Thank you, Chris Doug, for being here. Search for You says, hi, listening while I work. Listening while I work. Whistling. Or I didn't mean to say whistling. I was trying to sing it to the tune of the whistle while you work. And then I actually said the thing, and that you're not, well, whatever. Anyhow, thanks for being here. Search for You. Good to see you. In the old chat room, in the old driver's lounge. Yeah. It's a driver's lounge, man. It's a driver's lounge, baby. Oh, my. WW says, exactly, the big dog, as long as you do it out in the open, it's okay. Really? Just skipping on down through the chats here a little bit. Christina Weibel's here. Hey, Christina, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. In the old driver's lounge, we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out here, kicking back. Pam J says, yeah, I saw that. Nice shirt. Can you see the shirt? I'm a bit hesitant to mess with my camera positioning. Let's see. There it is. I have to sit way back. I guess I could do the show from back here, but then it's a little harder for me to read chat. But there it is. There's my Boston Brian shirt. Hey, Boston Brian, if I wear your shirt every day, will you ask me to be on your show? That didn't sound right. I'm not. That's not why I'm wearing the shirt. I bought the shirt last year. I bought the shirt 9 months ago, probably. I don't know. So just so you know, I didn't just buy this recently. Let's see. We got. I don't know why I did that just now. Probably, if you were listening on earphones, that probably didn't sound very good. So, or on anything you were listening on. Carol Alana says, I'm kind of expecting a poop show this year, and yay! Higgs boson particles along with quarks and charms. I really don't understand anything that you just said other than I'm expecting a poop show. But hey, I think we're right there with you. I think most of us are right there with you on it, on the poop show part. Let's see. WW, we are all energy, and energy never dies. Never say die. David Windler's souls. Those are our souls. Mad Mac is here. Hey, Mad Mac, good to see you. Slava Ukraini to you. The Church of Reincarnate. Laughing out loud. Yeah, Trucker John's Church. Come on down to Trucker John's Church of Reincarnate. We're going to have some reincarnate talk. Come on down to Trucker John's Church of Reincarnate. Now, WW, I will for sure, if I had my own church, I would for sure be passing the hat around. That's for sure. I'll just say that right up front. Trucker John's Church of Reincarnate. Make sure you bring some cash because we'll be passing the hat around. You ever see that show, the Mighty Gemstones, or the Royal Gemstones, or the Righteous Gemstones? Something about gemstones. That's what my church would be like. That would be the aspirations, anyhow. Totally in it for the money. Trucker John, Church of Reincarnate. Yep, that's right. We just talk about how reincarnation will be so glorious. So come on down. I'm gonna, you know what? The more I'm talking about, the more I'm thinking about starting it right here in Vegas. Trucker John's Church of Reincarnate on the old strip. Come on down, bring your Cadillac with you. All the old fat Elvises are welcome. That was just a preview of what Trucker John's Church of Reincarnate would be all about. Carol Alona says, have you been by Trump Hotel yet? My departed hubby designed and managed building on 10th Special Forces building at Fort Carson. Gorgeous facility. That guy didn't excel at boom making skills. Fail. Well, I think it. Well, I talked about it earlier about the Cybertruck. How it really held in that explosive, but it might have been also bad explosives too. Uh, Nick Rich, chaos theory. It causes chaos. AM says you'd be a great church leader, John. You keep it real. That's right, because at the Trucker John Church of Reincarnate, we're all about keeping it real. Michael McAndrews, we will make our mark in the universe that can never be taken away from us, and other things. Oh, I'm leaving my mark. I'm leaving my mark on this chair, I think. But WW11 allowed incarnation, Church of Hindu or Buddhist. Paul Bros, I belong to the round church. That way the devil can't corner me. But Look at my Andrews, we are part of it all, and it's amazing that we can look at ourselves and wonder about it all. Hey, there's Jose Guerrero Honk. Thanks for the honk, Jose. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in the old driver's lounge, by the way. Let's see here. WW, the church has always been a sort of oligarchy. Some still are. Zunny says, need to find a Yankee wife, Mad Mac. Marcia says, I shall return to Stardust when I pass away. See, these are beautiful thoughts. And there's Jolie with a link. Maybe that's about how to get memberships or something. I don't know what the link is to, but it's for Rosanna. So, Mini Nitrous says, we are star stuff. I'm fine with being a star in the sky. Roxanne, oh, Steve has a join button. Okay, that's Jolie and Roxanne. I don't know. You guys are trying to figure out. And I don't know. Don't ask me because I don't know anything about it. All I know is, like on my device, it just says super stickers and super chats. I don't even see a join thing here, a membership thing on my thing either. So I don't know. MJ Daniel, Bakersfield, McCarthy's district tells me all I need to know about the area. And for many, many years, Bakersfield was see, this is the thing, and this might correlate to Illinois when W talks about Illinois a lot. But for many, 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 many years, Bakersfield and the San Joaquin Valley, it was all, it's still largely agricultural. It was all farmers and agricultural. And I can remember a day when those folks were Democrats. And I can remember a day when Bakersfield was pretty much a Democratic district. Whoever held that seat, that district seat, was a Democrat. And then somewhere along the line, like 20 years ago or something, I don't know, it changed. It flipped over to Republican, and the Republicans have had a pretty much a hold on that district, that same district that McCarthy has, for seems like forever now. But I can remember when it was solidly Democratic, and farmers used to be Democrats. And so, for some reason, probably going back to Reagan, a lot of these middle class, working class people switched over, and I don't understand it. When Reagan was so anti-union, anti-labor, didn't give a shit about helping people with getting better wages and better working conditions. Did not give a shit about that, and yet they flip-flopped over to the Republicans, and a lot of them have stayed ever since. And I do not, for the life of me, understand that. Especially like when I was at the Trump rally here in Vegas last summer, and there was a guy a few feet away from me when I was getting into a little bit of an exchange with some of these maggots, and he told me he's a union worker, and I just shook my head and I go, well, Trump's not your friend. He doesn't like unions. He's anti-union. He's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. Okay, well, listen to what he's saying. He's right there. He's going to say it in a little bit here. He's going to tell you how. Or listen to him and Elon Musk talk about how they wish they could just they love it when they can just fire somebody, right? And they're like, and they even I think they said they don't want unions, they don't like unions, and yet these stupid ass motherfuckers will fucking vote for him. It's like the chickens voting for the fox to be the leader of the hen house. That was a great analogy, and I'm pretty sure no one else ever said that. Anyhow, all right. So, Big Doggo Snap. I just noticed Boston Brian's shirt, and I have it on the big screen. Well, yeah, I lowered the camera down a little bit. See, I Okay, how about now? Test, test, test. Testing 1, 2, 3. No, I've been working on this. Hello?
Okay, how about now? Test, test, test.
Uh,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I saw all of your posts about the audio. I was trying to figure it out. According to this, the green light was still on. Usually, if the mic dies, the light goes out. So I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try to hook it back up again and see what happens. And if not, then we'll just we'll go with the other one. But let's see. Let me go back. All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I'm going to turn this volume up. Hello, hello. Test 1, 2. Okay, I guess it's. I don't know why that happened. I have no idea. It was a green light, just like I have a green light now. But I think you guys are behind because I saw all of your chats a long time ago, and I've been talking now. Anyhow, 3 girls there. Nick Rich is here. Chris Doug. Okay, I'm just trying to catch back up her. Big Dog. This is only a test. If this had been an actual emergency, still no sound. No, see, I think I'm behind. I think you guys are behind because I'm hearing the sound. Yeah, see. Still no sound. No, see, I think I'm behind. Look, it's on there. It's still saying no sound. Well, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it on my device. Still saying no sound. Well, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it on my device. How far behind it? Maybe I'm really behind in the chat. Let's see. Now there's no sound because I'm not saying anything. I'm trying to catch up to where you guys heard me or can hear me. I see Kelly Anderson there with $2 super chat. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. I guess I'm just so far behind. I'm pretty sure that you guys can hear me now. Pam J, thank you so much for $2 super chat. Thank you. Mad Mac, I was just going to make $1 million donation, but since he can't see this anyway, I want him to read our post. This is the longest final word yet. Josh, I really hope I'm not missing a story about a chicken. Wait, now test. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? See, I can hear it, and I got the green light, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know. He keeps scrolling down. Okay, I'm scrolling down. No audio. Mad Mac, I can read lip testing. And now Fancy says I hear you. Okay, so did you guys hear all the part where I was fixing it? Am I that far behind in the chat? I guess I'm that far behind in the chat. Chris Doug echoed. Yeah, that was when the echo is when it's not on this mic, when it's just on the phone mic. So I don't know how much of my great now Arizona Sunflower, no audio. Okay, I think Arizona Sunflower is a little late, unless it went back off again. I don't know, but thank you, Arizona, for the super chat. Yeah, I'll give you a yippee. All you guys I didn't give you guys the yippies because I was so concerned about this. Now everyone's saying yes, perfect. Okay. So now you guys can hear me for 10 to 15 minutes? Really? 10 to 15 minutes. It was a green light the whole time. I have no idea why it shut off. After you moved the camera, no sound. Really? That was a long time ago. Wow. Did that do it? You know, Siri came on for a minute. I wonder if Siri did it. I'm going to blame this one on Siri. I saw that, Pam. I saw you guys saying no sound. Um, I don't know what you guys missed. It was probably the best thing ever. It's been 15 minutes. Wow. Uh, I don't think it's been 15 minutes. Carol, a lot of sound only been on maybe a minute. I was muted for 8 to 10 minutes. Dang, and I was being really funny too. I mean, way funnier than House Parks. Um, Best stuff ever, and you guys missed it. Oh well, Pam J, no audio again. Is it out again now? Mad Mac, you were quiet for at least an hour, maybe even 2 or 3 hours. WW, we had a good chat while you were gone. Arizona, no, we had no clue you knew. Well, I mean, I knew at the part where I start, if you saw me start doing stuff like grabbing stuff and doing this and doing this, and that's the part where I found out. Big Dog, Chucker John, after the show, go back and read all the comments. It was hilarious. I read some of them. I read a few. Yeah, Pam J, I was being really, really funny. I mean, that's why I didn't see you guys because when I'm in my funny mode, I'm looking at the camera and I'm not really looking down here. So, Roseanne, if you say so, Chucker John. Oh man, it was gold. It was gold. Damn it. You know. There's Mr. Spock. Live long and prosper. It says enough time to make pizza from scratch. That's how long I was off, I guess. Anyhow, Chris Doug, everybody filled in. Roxanne says, we missed all the jokes, but you need to check out the chat after the show. We were funny too. Chris Doug, Mr. Spock, now I know what to have for supper. Okay. Well, you know what? It won't let me scroll back. It won't let me go all the way back. Let's see where. Oh well. Okay. So here's where. As far as I can go back to, is where Mad Max says he just gave the winning numbers to tomorrow's lottery. And then Susie Jones had a whole bunch of green emojis that I probably should have seen, but I didn't. Michael McAndrew says John will owe us 20 minutes of chat. Nick Rich, Sugar John will need to cut his live stream into smaller bits. Enjoy the chat, folks. John with the skip button when he gets the messages. Mad Max says, holy shite, this is funny. Robert Perez, man, he's been on this rant for a while and won't look at the screen. What the fuck? That was it. I was on my rant. I was on a rant. Fancy says, yeah, I want a refund for the last 30 minutes. At least 30 minutes extra, I guess. Search for you. He's going to be so bummed. Anthony Reminiak, he's telling us where King Solomon's mine is located. Three Girls, Three Wheels. Damn, he's telling us how to make millions. I was, and I'm not going to repeat it. Michael says, I'm watching for this reason. Because I don't remember now, basically. It's lost. Whatever I said is lost and gone forever into the ether. Carolina thought my TV was broken. Tamala says TJ talking shit and nobody hears it. Robert Perez, demand your lost half hour. Chris Doug, now all I can hear is the rush hour traffic starting. Alvin Stube, wonder if he's making great points. I was. I just you just gotta trust me on that. I see Jolie with no sound with a million of these red explosion type of things. Um, Nick Rich, he could go back and read the chat, read back to the first exclamation point, etc., etc. Okay, so WW, all I can hear is my furnace, fresh air as it reruns. Nick Rich, this is the longest final word yet. Roxanne Epstein, oh, he sees it. Fancy, we hear you. Okay, so I'm back to that. There's no sunflowers, no audio. Search for you. Yep. Robert Perez, fucking modern technology. Robert Perez, loud and proud driver. I think I'm back to where I left off. Um, Roxanne, we had a good chat while you were mute. Probably, it's probably I should just be mute more often. I guess I don't know. Arizona, we had no clue that you knew. Well, at first I didn't. I guess for the first 10 minutes I didn't know, or however long it was. Pam J, we were being really funny. You guys were hilarious. You guys were hilarious. Yakety Smat, Chat Gremlins. Chris Doug caught up and scrolling. Carolina, Trouble with Tribbles. And Chris Doug, the Tribbles hated Romulans. Fancy, give Jolie your phone number. Jolie has my phone number. Like she said, I'm doing the show from the phone, from this phone. And so if you call, and I have it where nothing really can come in. No phone calls can come in, I don't think. So when I'm doing the show. Anyhow, all right. So Michael says they know what John said until they create a huge computer and model the place. Here's those sunflowers. I thought you were signing off when you were waving and waving. Susie Jones, I want one that comes with a squawk box inside. Mr. Spock says Trump uses a fresh tribble on his head every day. They keep expiring because they have a big, ugly, cancerous growth on its ass. Yikes. Fancy, maybe a bat signal. Well, Jolie was putting out the signal. I saw, I could see afterwards those big red exploding bomb things. Anyhow, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. I was just talking about I was just going on a rant about the TJ Truck reincarnate and how I wanted, or TJ, the Trucker John Church reincarnate. That's what I was talking about. Did you guys hear any of that? And how I wanted to put a chapel on Las Vegas Boulevard. I want to buy one of the old wedding chapels that might be for sale. You guys, you didn't hear any of that? It's probably best. It's probably for the best. It's probably for the best. Rosanna Tribbles, not Troubles. They are small furry creatures from Star Trek. I am familiar. I am familiar with that. It's a very famous episode. Nick Rich, it's the green screen that's the problem. No, I don't think it had anything to do with the green screen. I think it might have had something to do with when I lowered the camera, because someone said when I like moved the camera down, and I remember Siri came in, like the little bitch that she is, and that might have had something to do with it. That might have knocked the mic out for some reason. Because like I said, I got a green light. It's working now. I bet you it was Siri. God damn it. Just one more reason to hate Siri. Anyhow, Michael McAndrews says, got to have John in the room to make it work, I think. Josh, I wonder if TJ could exploit the smallest, crappiest microphone on YouTube and get more views. Roxanne, I blame Siri. Me too, Roxanne. Absolutely. It's all Siri's fault. Mad Max says, you could have stood up rather than lower the camera, TJ. Yeah, but then all you would see would be my belly, probably, or something. I don't know. Roxanne, yeah, stick to that story. Michael McAndrews, I blame touch sensors. Maybe. Although I don't think I touched. Well, I did lower the camera, and I tried to just touch the outside edges of the basically the phone case. Mr. Spock says the DS9 episode where they spliced in the TOS Tribbles episode. You Trekkies are gonna lose me. Um, I watched TOS as a kid, and in later years, and but I never really got into any of the offshoots. I don't know. Fancy says my Siri is a guy. He is all right. That's right. You can do different voices, huh? Yeah. So I'm not sure if I should assign gender or not. Big Dog NC says I had to change Siri to a man's voice. I felt bad cussing out a woman like that. Right. I hear you. I hear you. Let's see. Krista, Siri, restore John's audio. I know I shouldn't even say it, but see, you have to say. Usually, you have to say, hey, and then the name. But this twice now, she came on. It came on like earlier too. But I think that was the beginning of the show, and nothing happened to the audio then at that point. But I remember I was adjusting. Remember I was adjusting the camera because it wasn't lined up right, and I think it came on then too. And I had to tell her to go away, and she said, "Okay." Uh, David Windler, Sirius, listen to you all the time, even in bed. Probably listening to my CPAP machine going around. I got like a stray hair giving me some issues. Issues. I feel like the part you guys didn't hear was probably the best part of this show, and now I can't top that, and I'm a little depressed. Paul J, I've seen Hal mute himself multiple times. Yeah, so if Hal can do it, I can do it. But anyhow, yeah, that was usually when I mute myself, or it's because the mic died. That happened a couple times. Or sometimes at the very beginning, I didn't turn it on. I've never had it where it just shut off, and the mic isn't dead. That was what was weird. Is that I was looking at the mic, I see the green light. The green light's on, so I know it's not dead. And yet it wasn't working. But yeah, it was something. Something with the phone. It knocked out the mic for some reason. And then I unplugged the because what it is, there's a little kind of like I guess it's a Bluetooth thing that you plug into the charging port on the phone. You plug that in, and then that's what hooks up the mic to the phone wirelessly. So the way I got it working again was I pulled it out, put it back in. That didn't sound right. Sorry. You know what I mean? Get your heads out of the gutter. And then turn the mic back on, and it worked. I've never had to do that before. Big Dog was saying that Siri is nosy, and then I guess Fancy asked why, and then Big Dog said, "Oh no, Big Dog didn't answer." Oh, because Mad Mac said something, but it wasn't okay. It wasn't related. Yeah, Mad Mac was saying we saw a movie. Said, "Hey Alexa, how about some smooth jazz?" Next thing I know, Kenny G is playing Out of My Own. Alexa laughing out loud. Oh, that's funny. Pam J, it's all good. No one left, so that's a good sign. We just kept waiting for you to notice, and you are adorable, so it was a pleasant way. Thank you, Pam J. I just feel bad because it was gold. It was gold. The things I was saying was just, like I say, probably the best little rant I've ever gone off on, and in the history of the Trucker John show. And now you guys have been robbed of that. That's the part that I'm really upset about. You guys have been robbed of that. I'm trying to get that wrinkle out of that top neck thing. Oh, there we go. Maybe that's better. I should just maybe tuck my shirt in or something. Get rid of these wrinkles. Yeah, that's a little better. A little less of a wrinkle that was right here. It was bugging me. It was really bugging me. So here we go. WW's sister's Alexa is called Ziggy. Ziggy Stardust. Pam J, the fish that got away. Yakety Smack, have a belly show. Talk with your navel. Mr. Spock, that's a good way to have product placement. Mad Mac, movie out of nowhere. So anyhow, where are we at here? Still got a ways to go. We've only been at this for an hour and 40 minutes. Seems like it's been forever. Forever. I'm telling you, it seems like we've been on this thing forever. But here I am. As long as the mic holds out. We'll see how long this mic holds out. I feel bad that you guys were all telling me, and here I was just going off on my thing, doing my thing. My beautiful Trucker John thing that I do when I go off on a tangent. I was just tangenting, and you guys were warning me and saying no sound. But I was so locked in to my little thing, my little world, that I didn't see it. I feel bad. Does John have a P.O. box? I do not have a P.O. box. Fancy that as frosting. Now I want a cupcake. Now I want a cupcake. Michael McAndrew, it seemed like years, John. Paul J says, TJ, do you make videos too? I do. I've got over 1,300 videos posted to my channel if you want to go to the Trucker John channel. Got lots of playlists. I've got trucker videos, trucking down the road videos, trucking from the road videos. But I've also got just videos of me and movie stuff that I've done. What else do I got in there? Basically, that's it. But there's 1,300 of them. And it's kind of weird how I'm pretty proud of a lot of my videos. A lot of them I think are pretty darn good. But apparently the YouTube audience doesn't share my opinion. But there's a lot on there. If you want to check it out, check out my channel. 1,300 and some odd videos. There's got to be something in there you like. Hey, there's Vicky. Hello, Vicky. Good to see you. Michael Adams, what's that little tiny spot on your shirt? Just kidding. Hey, this is clean, fresh out of the laundry. But just trying to get the wrinkles out from my slouching. That Hal Sparks would be very angry at me, I guess. I'm slouching and I got my head down. I'm doing the exact things he said not to do. This is what he was describing my show, and he was describing people looking at their phones and kind of slouched over. That's the Trucker John show in a nutshell. The Trucker John live stream, I should say. I don't want to be confused with the Trucker John show. This is not the Trucker John show. This is the Trucker John live stream. And I broke my own little rule there by confusing the two. Anyhow, WW says, I can listen and still chat, but I'll miss John's golden wisdom. Yeah, you don't want to miss. Are you talking about me? You talking about me? My golden wisdom? Pam J says, we knew that. It's okay. Don't feel bad. Yeah, you guys hung in there. Thanks. I appreciate you. I appreciate you hanging in. Fancy, I'm jealous of the sugar buns. Sugar buns. Yeah, baby. I got your sugar buns. That didn't sound right. Sorry. As also, yes, they were cinnamon buns. WW, I just ate early supper. Oh, 8. I think you meant 8. So I could take my medicine. I will be asleep in a few more hours. All right, WW. Have a golden slumber. Is that what it is? I don't know. Have a nice dreams, sweet dreams for you, to you. Roxanne Arfield, I baked a chocolate cake last night. Oh man, Roxanne, chocolate cake's my favorite. I love chocolate cake. Vicky, were you near the explosion? Well, I mean, as the crow flies, I'm probably about 3 miles, maybe, from there. I'm gonna say 3, maybe 4 at the most. So, but I didn't hear it or feel it or anything like that. But I have been, like I said at the top of the show when we were talking about the bomber at the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. I have been in that exact parking spot. It's a drive up. You know, it's where you drive up for the hotel lobby. That's where people go in to check into the hotel. And as a rideshare driver, I've picked up and dropped off people in that same exact spot dozens of times. So I'm familiar with the spot. I'm familiar with that place, but I wasn't there, or around there when it happened. Thank goodness. Michael McAndrews says at the auction, on a farm near me, the cinnamon rolls go for $100 plus. I don't understand that. Who's selling cinnamon rolls for $100? That doesn't make any sense to me. Rubber Perez says, I felt the same way when Hal was talking about breathing. Susie Jones says, T-shirts with print on them should be washed and dried inside out to preserve the print. I recall that. And a lot of times I think my shirts are inside out when I wash them. Just like, not because I'm intentionally trying to do that. I think just when I take off the shirt, sometimes it makes it inside out and I throw it in the dirty clothes hamper. And then it just goes into the wash. So it kind of works out. It works out that the way it should be, I guess. WW's been up since 4:30 in the morning. Michael McAndrews, the Ruby Ellen Farm. Who's buying these $100? Those better be some goddamn good cinnamon rolls for $100 a pop. Those better be the best goddamn cinnamon rolls you ever tasted in your life. Unless the proceeds are going to a really, really, really good cause or something. Other than that, whoops, I just hit the microphone. That probably made a hell of a noise. Hopefully it didn't knock it out completely. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. I just knocked into the mic stand here, and who knows what happened. But anyhow, those cinnamon rolls better either be going to a great, worthy, awesome cause, or they better be the best goddamn motherfucking cinnamon rolls you've ever fucking had in your mouth ever in your life, and will make you willingly and gladly pay another $100 for another one. That's how good they better be, in my opinion. And hopefully you guys can still hear me. Because I don't want to go through all this for nothing. I don't want to go through all these theatrics and everything for nothing. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. Hey, James Williams is here, Fancy. Yes, James Williams, good to see you in the chat. Thanks for jumping on in here and hanging out with us for a bit. I'll be doing this for just a little bit more, probably maybe just for 12 more minutes. We'll get 2 hours in, and then I'm going to come back on. Just take a little break, and I'll be back on at 3 p.m. So we'll take a probably about 2 hour and 45 minute break, or 1 hour and 45 minute break, and then I'll come back at 3. We'll do a House Sparks pre-show hangout. How's that sound? So that way, but I should take a little break in between. Make sure the mic's working. Put the mic on the charger for a little bit. All that good stuff. So, Michael McAngelo, I heard the guy shot himself. Yes. Did you? Was the mic off during that? Was that the part that was off? Because I did talk about that whole thing earlier. Now I'm wondering if the mic was on or not. I was talking about the dead man switch, and was there a dead man switch? Was there not a dead man switch? Because the chief Metro sheriff was saying that the guy shot himself and then detonated. And I was wondering, how do you do that? How do you shoot yourself and then detonate unless it's hooked up, unless the detonator has a dead man switch? Did that? I hope my mic wasn't dead during that, because that was a pretty good part of the show, I think. Guys are saying audio is good. Anyhow, maybe Mike just wasn't here then at that part, or you weren't listening to that part. Michael, let me know. Did you guys hear that part earlier when I was talking about the dead man switch and all that stuff? Or I just want to know if my mic was working or not. I'm not trying to make a big issue out of it, but I'm now wondering if my mic was on during that part. Pam J, no, we didn't hear about that. What? Arizona, no. Did you guys came in late? I think Arizona Sunflowers and Pam J, I think you guys came in late. Who are some of the early folks? Jolie and Nick and Fancy. You guys that were pretty early. You guys don't remember me talking about the press conference they were having this morning, and the chief of police was saying all that stuff? Michael McAndrews, we heard about the dead man switch thing, John. It was after that. Well, the dead man switch thing was talking about how the bomber shot himself. Anyhow, maybe I didn't make it clear. That's what was being reported by the Las Vegas Metro sheriff, was that the bomber died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and that he shot himself and then he detonated the bomb. That's the order he put it in. And I talked about this all. The dead man switch and the shooting himself was all in the same sentence. Anyhow, I don't need to belabor that. You guys can go back and watch that. You can go back and watch it. You'll see. Alvin Stoop heard it. Thank you, Alvin. Alvin. MJ Daniel, I got here late. We were shopping at Winco. Thank you, MJ, for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Mr. Spock is saying, hey. Jeff Curry, hello. Everybody, Yakety Smack. Trump Hotel, kind of crappy. I've asked people, just because I've never been in there. So I've asked people who what do they think of it? They say it's pretty nice, and I've seen videos on it, and it looks nice. I know we like to crap on anything Trump because we hate Trump, but from what I've gathered from YouTube videos and from actual passengers that I've picked up or dropped off that are staying there, and I'll just casually ask them, hey, so what do you think of the hotel? How is it? And they go, yeah, it's pretty nice. But now here's the thing. I've had more than once, I think twice, where people did say that in their rooms, even if they were way up high, they could still hear a lot of outside noise. Which leads me to believe as per Trump, Trump's a cheap bastard. He didn't buy the good double pane, windows. He probably got the cheapest fucking glass he could for those windows because people are and Trump Hotel, International Hotel, whatever. It's a good block off of the strip. It's not on the strip. It's more like on Sammy Davis Boulevard. It's on the corner of Sammy Davis Boulevard and Fashion Show Drive, which is a block off of the strip. It's a good, at least a quarter of a mile or more, probably off the strip. And people have complained that they can get a lot of outside noise, that they hear a lot of more than. These are all people who stay in hotels. They know what the average noise is. And so I'm thinking, it looks like a nice hotel. Everything looks nice. But he went cheap. He's a cheap bastard. He bought cheap, probably built it with cheap Chinese steel and probably whatever the cheapest glass he could get. But they do say it's nice. So, hey, Fancy with another membership gifting. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Fancy says gifted it, and it looks like Jackie was the recipient. Thank you so much, Fancy. I appreciate you. And hopefully Jackie will come on in, say hello. We haven't seen Jackie for a while. But yeah, thank you, Fancy. Michael Andrews' noise travels up. Big Dog NC, he has it packed with fireworks. That was the bomber here in Nevada at Trump Hotel had the back of his truck bed, Cybertruck that he rented, full of camper fuel, the aerial style, fireworks, those big aerial style. So he had, and I think there was gasoline, there was camper fuel, and I think there was regular gasoline. There was all the fireworks, and he had some sort of a bomb that he detonated and that set, that exploded and then set all that other stuff off. Fancy, it's unsafe. I wouldn't go there. Probably. I mean, even though it looks nice, because Trump is all about facade, right? He's all about that facade, but he probably used the cheapest fucking materials. And if the glass is cheap and the steel is cheap, then everything else is going to be cheap and crappy, and probably just barely pass code, building code. So yeah, Fancy, it probably would be. You'd probably be you might be taking your life in your own hands if you stayed there. Although I haven't heard of anyone ever getting hurt there, because of the hotel. Yakety Smack says maybe $100 cinnamon rolls are big as a Silverado hood. Feed family of 18. Yeah, well, then that could be that would be, I guess, another exception. Fancy says I'm not sharing my cinnamon roll, even if it is as big as a Silverado hood. Not sharing. Arizona Sunflowers, I've been to Vegas 3 times so far. Mr. Spock says apparently Trump is going to staff the illegal immigrant internment camps with illegal immigrants. But where's Jeff Curry? I want to see if Jeff Curry has broken his resolution of not telling jokes. Although I think he broke it on my show after he said it. Mad Mac, we stay at Treasure Island every year. We have a trade show in Vegas. I can always see the Orange Church Tower, and I have many photos of me flipping it off, laughing out loud. And that's what I did on my birthday in October. I was talking earlier about how we went over there and we shot some videos and photos of us flipping off basically the name where it says Trump, Yeah, I can just make timer on bomb. So if he had a timer, I guess he just timed it. Okay, yeah, I can just I guess that was it. Yeah, maybe he just had a timer Although I thought that the sheriff said something about they found detonator, on the floor of the cab by his feet. But I guess the detonator could be hooked up to a timer, so maybe he just saw the time. Because I think he did it all within. I don't think he shot himself and then sat there dead for minutes and minutes. It was all really It was really not spontaneous. It was all you know pretty much at the same time. I guess that would be. I don't know. Well, you know what I mean. Um, there's Jeff Curry. Did I just mention Jeff Curry? And then there's Jeff Curry. Hey, Jeff Curry, are you still not saying any jokes? I did notice tires were still up. Boom. If I put a little drum sting after everything you say, then it's a joke. It becomes a joke. And you've broken your resolution. MJ Daniel says, when I worked at the ski resort in Sun Valley, I heard the managers kept anything under budget as a bonus, so they did everything on the cheap. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to do things on the cheap, but if it's going to be, make it like a safety hazard or a safety concern, then that's where I have a problem with it. That's where I have a problem with that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Vicky, oh come on, it's cyber food. You have enough for everyone. WW, there's the golf course fancy. There's the golf course. Roxanne Arfield fancy. I think he's afraid of California. Not sure who we're talking about. Nick Rich, I never make New Year's resolutions. Chris Doug says Trump had a golf course in Palos Verdes. Yakety Smack, don't come back. No, do come back. Yakety Smack, do come back. Trump hotel built with cheap material. Article on it while back. Chinese still too. Yeah, and it's probably the same for all of his buildings. That he has had built or whatever. They're as cheap as possible. Which I can understand. He's saving money, being on a budget or whatever. But I don't think you should cut when it comes to safety. Fancy says, oh, I'll have to Google Maps to see if I can get up on it to flip it off. Are you going to Vegas, Fancy? If you do, let me know. Yakety Smack, don't hear much in the Wynn. The Wynn's a nice place. I've never stayed there, but I've just walked through the lobbies and stuff. And I love their buffet. The Wynn buffet, to me, as far as I'm concerned, the best. The best. It's about $70, $75. But they're all expensive. You can't really find a cheap buffet, and if you do find a cheap one, it's crap. So for $75, I mean, there are buffets that are $100 and more per person, and that aren't as good as the Wynn. At least I haven't actually I haven't been there probably in 2 years. Not since my son's wedding. That's where we went for my son's little like after wedding dinner reception type of thing. And I think that's the last time I've been there, but it was delicious. Mad Mac, wait a minute. Jeff calls those things jokes? Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I don't know if he calls them jokes, but I call them jokes just to mess with him. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. I think you know what I mean. All right, folks. I think I'm going to end today's show, and then we'll come back on at 3. We'll take a little break. Let's let everyone go hydrate, like Hal was talking about. Let's hydrate and breathe. Let's breathe and hydrate. Let's try not to slump over, look at our phones and too long, and all that good stuff. I'm gonna take a break, get the old microphone, internet's tiniest microphone, charged up. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Thanks for not leaving when I went about 15 minutes apparently with no sound. I mean, come on, that's crazy. That's crazy. I could see if it was a 1 or 2 minutes or a few minutes, but 10 or 15 minutes, that's crazy. And you guys hung with me. So you guys are awesome. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for Michael Andrews getting us into all message chat filter activation. I guess I'm trying to remember my own terms for helping with the chat filter activation. Thanks for everyone else with the super stickers. I can't remember all the names, and I can't go once I use. Apparently, the chat filter activation is a one-time use only because until it gets reactivated again. Because now I'm stuck in all messages. I can't even go back to top messages, and I can't go to the fan funding because they have a different one for fan funding, and that would show me all the people who donated to the show today with super stickers and super chats. I know. Fancy was gifting memberships, and Aaron did that, and then we had super chats. Uh, Several of you guys, and so just know, uh, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I don't know if I said that in the right order. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's so it's very humbling, to see that people are willing to donate to this show. But thank you so much. It helps the show. It helps us stay on. And thanks to everyone who's been liking and subscribing and sharing. I get the data back on my analytics, and you guys are sharing the show. You guys are commenting, of course, and you're liking and you're subscribing. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it going. Keep growing. We grew by about, I think I want to say, like 2,500 subscribers last year in 2024. So let's get at least another 2,500 or more this year. That would be great. If we can do that and keep growing, and all your guys' participation, it helps. That's what makes the show keep going and growing. So you guys are awesome. Like I said, I'll be back on at 3, which is Pacific time zone. So adjust accordingly to your time zone. And we'll just do an hour little pre-show, House Sparks pre-show. We'll hang out and do it all over again, and hopefully we won't have any mic stuff going on. But before I go, I'll just kind of repeat what I was saying earlier when the mic went out, because that was talk about wisdom, words of wisdom, Trucker John words of wisdom. During that mic outage, that was really some words of wisdom. So I'm just going to repeat it here. Okay, so again, pen, paper, get ready, jot this down. From what I was saying earlier, is that you really
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this live stream, baby, live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, it's time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Trucker John, on the road he rides, live streaming all through the nights. From politics to pop culture he speaks. No topic is off limits, nothing is weak. From Vegas to the highways, he'll never tire, shouting about food, talking about desire. He's the rebel of the asphalt, the king of the night. With a microphone in his hand, he's ready to ignite. Freedom is his fuel, passion in his soul. Gotta express himself, gotta take control. Moving through the country, keeping it real, no filter, no holding back, nothing to conceal. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs, shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. For free.